Welcome, intrepid Gateway Geeks. Today I'm just going to be talking a little bit about a game called Spellfighter VR, which is it's by Kubold Studios, and it's kind of set up to be more of kind of a demo of what VR can do. I would say I'll just read you just a little bit of kind of what this is supposed to be about. An FPP fantasy VR demo for movement controllers in which you can sword fight skeletons and cast spells by really speaking to the microphone. Requires HTC Vive, of course. So I didn't even try out the voice commands. I just did it. There's a spell book. So basically what's happening here is it's kind of like a high fantasy simulator. So it starts off, you're just kind of in this castle, and you look around and you can see, you'll see in the demo, but you can see a bunch of buildings around, and you can see kind of their weapons laid out on a table that you get to go pick up. And as you progress, it's you have guns, you have swords, you have spells, and you cast the spells by selecting them out of a spell book and sort of tapping them. And then you kind of pick up, like if it's a fireball, you have to pick it up and then actually throw it, which is problematic because as you're as you're playing through the game, I cannot throw things in this game. I'm worried about chucking my Vive controller through a wall. You know, I don't have a lot of room in this space. I said in one of my earlier videos, I don't have a lot of room up here, so I don't want to like bash this thing on the wall and bust it into 1,000 pieces. So maybe that's my least favorite part of the game. My most favorite part of the game is just how visceral it feels. I mean, it's very compelling. Like you'll see if you watch some of the background footage. But so when you're watching it, it looks like kind of a crappy version of Skyrim or something, right? But what you have to realize is that when you're playing it, it's wrapped around your head in 3 dimensions, of course, obviously. But everything you see the hands doing in this demo, I'm actually doing with the controllers. So when you look down at the controllers, those are the hands you see throughout. And there's a grip button on the sort of side of the controller that you can use to pick things up and all that sort of stuff. I would say that this game is my favorite one I've tried so far, and it's like I said, it's the first one I'm reviewing. So I mean, you're just fighting skeletons. Sometimes you fight spiders. You get kind of through this whole first stage of the outdoor area that you're seeing, and then at some point you kind of walk out into a catacomb, and the catacomb's a little bit different. So there's like flaming zombies. You can tell like they're just waves of zombies and monsters that come after you, and it's it's quite anxiety provoking actually. So you'll kind of feel yourself tense up when you'll hear this groaning noise in the game, and that means that there are a bunch of zombies and skeletons running at you. And I mean I think my biggest takeaway from this game is just how different VR is than a regular video game. It's not relaxing, first of all. I mean, I can imagine if you're doing, we'll try some other games later in this series where we'll try something a little bit more relaxing. There's a game called Kismet where you're going to a fortune teller, and that promises to be interesting. But VR taps into something in your reptile brain, I would say, that tells you you're in danger even if you intellectually know you're not in danger. And so my big takeaway from this game is VR is real. I mean, not really real, but your mind, part of your mind thinks it's real, and you'll find yourself getting sweaty, getting kind of clenched, like your muscles kind of clench up. And then when you're done, you're actually exhausted. I mean, with this game in particular, you'll see me like waving swords around in this demo, and it's not they're not like great big mighty swings. They're just like, it's like I'm scrambling eggs. It's like when I fight the spiders, I take the 2 swords and I just scramble spiders. So this it promises to be a very compelling experience, but I think it's always going to be different than what we've heretofore thought of as video games. I mean, this is something entirely different. It's connected, But in terms of a sort of entertainment paradigm, there's something very different going on here. And I can very easily see this transitioning into some kind of transhumanist meditative technique, or some kind of I mean, it is like I don't want to sound like Joe Rogan here, but it's like a sensory deprivation tank. You have no idea really what's going on in the outside world until you wang into something, or until someone comes up and taps you on the shoulder. So my first takeaway from this is, holy crap, it's real.